Greetings and salutations, gamers. Big Sheehan here, and today we'll be taking a look into the Project Epoch Warrior talent trees. Just recently, Project Epoch has announced its launch date, so I figure what better time to grace thou plebeians with my gaming presence than now. And with this release, I've decided that it'd be interesting to take a tips out deep dive and take a look into the talent trees, comparing them not only to the vanilla trees, but to the TBC ones as well. We may engage in a little theory crafting here and there, so hopefully with these comparisons, I'll be able to help you develop the ability to picture an apple in your head and decide which class to play. Despite Project Epoch being an enhanced classic WoW experience, utilizing the Wrathcline, the classes are most comparable to their Burn and Crusade state. The devs have stated that even though they are mostly ports of the TBC classes, they've had some minor tweaks and additions here and there. So without further ado, let's jump into the warrior talents. Before we get into the talent trees, Project Epoch had so kindly... Wait, this isn't centered. Put that shit in the middle. What the hell? Is that better? Okay. Project Epoch has so kindly prepared all the changes and optimizations. Wait, I just read that. That was, what's that called? When you read something, when you're saying something but your eyes read something, but you end up just saying the word even though that's not what you intended. Whatever that is what just happened. But yeah, so the devs have created this thing on the website where I can just read it off for you and I don't have to do any work. So as we can see here, Rush of Victory. I don't know. Okay, I was going to say, I don't know why they're calling it Rush of Victory since it's already Victory Rush. But they have starting at level 10, Warriors learn the ability Victory Rush, which they had it in TBC anyway. Oh, but it's level 62. What the hell? Okay, so they added it at level 10. Is it level 10 in Wrath or Kata? And either way, having access to Victory Rush at level 10 instead of level 62 is a massive for leveling. That shit is... Once you get Victory Rush, it's so nice to just have that big instant burst of damage, and getting it at level 10 is going to speed up the leveling bigly. So, as I say, this ability lets you deal a sizable chunk of damage to an enemy and is only usable if you have killed an enemy in the past 20 seconds. Chain killing has never been easier with this bit of extra damage. I do not think, though, it's... Judging by what I'm reading here, I don't think it's the Wrath version which heals you. It's just... They've just made the TBC version available at level 10 instead of 62, so... It'll just be an instant that you can activate after killing someone and it won't heal you. The warrior shouts are now raid wide rather than party wide, so you won't be forced into the noob group to battle shout. Yeah, so now you just be put in any group in battle shout. The changes highlighted above represent key updates to the warrior class, enhancing utility, playstyle variety, and raid contributions. However, Azeroth is ever evolving and class tuning is an ongoing process. So it sounds like they'll be balancing continuously throughout the game's lifespan. They're not just releasing the classes and just AFKing, so there'll be balance changes. We can take a look at the spellbook here. Pretty standard stuff, but here there's some updated things, like Mortal Strike's been updated. What's the difference? Is it the Grievous Wounds, the healing thing? Let's see. 30 rage, 5 yards. Is it the 5 yards, 6 second, 85 and wounds the target, plus 160. Is it just buffed or what? Like, or nerfed? Because this is rank 6. What's updated about Mortal Strike? Am I missing something here? Oh, it's a 1 second. Okay, it's 5 seconds to a 6 second cooldown. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. In Ren, I think Ren's gotten reworked, so it's actually a useful button to press. I mean, it is useful in TBC because it puts. You can hop over to this quick. It puts Blood Frenzy on the boss, but I know for a fact they've reworked Rend. So moving on, we'll go to the Fury Tree and updated its commanding shout and battle shout. I'm pretty sure that's just the all raid and party members, not just group based. That's the update. So, and then protection, Sunder Armor. What have they done to Sunder Armor? I don't understand. What's different? I'll do some research for you guys. Am I retarded? What's the difference? Like, I'm researching. I'm trying to find the difference here between Sunder Armor, because it's like the same Sunder Armor, Devastate, and TBC. Okay, I've done some digging, and to be honest, I can't figure out the difference. The only thing I know is that Devastate, like you see how Devastate does extra 25 damage for each application of Sunder armor, stacking up to 5 times. I think from what I'm reading, if the Rogue uses exposed armor, Devastate gets the bonus damage from 5 stacks of Sunder. That's how it works. So I could be wrong on this one, but like it just looks normal to me. So yeah, moving on. So that's the differences in just the spell book. They've updated a couple things, but where it really gets different, as you see, well, we saw it here, Bladestorm Custom. And Bladestorm is a talent, so they've ported it in from Wrath of the Lich King, and I would say it's needed because Endless Rage is just, that shit's boring. Like, Rampage was an active talent that had gameplay to it, but Endless Rage just was never it, and it wasn't even that good to take. So we'll swap over to our enhanced view here, and we can see on the top right I have the vanilla talent calculator, and on the bottom right we have the TBC talent calculator, so the talents, and then here we have epochs. And like epoch is basically TBC talents, but there's some noticeable differences, and at first glance you can see it. I keep saying first glance, like what the fuck does that even mean? But either way, sweeping strikes in the arms tree or sweeping stripes is back into the arms tree like it was in vanilla WoW. In TBC they swapped Death Wish and sweeping strikes, which always pissed me off about TBC, even though I like the expansion. They swapped them around for no reason and made arms, like it was just fuck them for doing that. But now, luckily, sweeping strikes is back to its rightful spot. So arms is looking to be the big AoE for spec. You still got the Blood Frenzy debuff, which I'm not sure if other classes are going to have access to it. I don't know if they've overlapped it like they did with Wrath. I know initially in the description they put out, they said that they're trying to move away from the Wrath of the Lich King class design, where, like, for instance, Shadow Priest and Boomkin both got the talent way down in the Boomkin tree that increases melee hit on a boss, or it is either melee or physical hit. They want to move away from stuff like that because in TBC, every class kind of had its own debuff or buff that it could give the raid, or debuff that it could put on the boss. And this is one of the reasons you brought an Arms Warrior, was for the Blood Frenzy and the Battle Shell combo. And so yeah, Arms is looking to be still, in my opinion, the superior gamer spec. I think Fury will put out more single target DPS for sure. So the first few rows and all the trees are literally the same thing. There's no difference in the talents. You can just go through the talent calculator on your own time if you're really interested, but there's no changes. But later down the row is where the changes start happening. So improved slam. We see improved slam is in the arms tree. And slam spec warrior is notoriously a TBC build. That's what people would play. Like the blood frenzy debuff spec I was talking about. It was always played as a slam arms warrior. But look at where slam is in the TBC tree. Improved slam is halfway down the fury tree. So you pretty much have to go all the way there just for it, and then you get to improved mortal strike, and that's it. I'll build the spec real quick. Okay, so I have on the talent calculator on the right, I have a pretty standard slam spec warrior build. As you see, you don't take improved Rend most cases because Rend is just a worthless ability in vanilla and TBC. But since Epoch reworks the scaling of Rend and makes it into a useful ability, I think the arms slam spec is going to look different. You're not going to have to go all the way down to the Fury Tree. I mean, maybe you still want Death Wish, right? But maybe you bring improved Sunder Armor instead as an arms warrior, so you're going to have even more utility. Then the tank doesn't have to worry about sundering. The arms warrior can keep sunders up. You don't have to worry about an exposed armor rogue. So we could do something like this. Thunderclap. You can keep, because sometimes the arms warrior also keeps the improved Thunderclap debuff on the boss. Arms is a very utility focused spec. So maybe a point, and I don't know, still a point here, or either way. And then yeah, anger management, deep wounds, do another point there. Impale, Improve slam, two-handed weapon specialization. So now we have all these points here, all in the same tree, which will help us get further down the arms tree more easily. It depends, obviously, what. Let's just say we're using a sword. Like, we have way more options here. Take this, Mortal Strike. Pop a point into improved disciplines. I think you'd only put 2 in there. See, empowered range. Damage dealt by a rend is 1 second faster. That's why in Epoch you're going to be taking the improved rend. And you're actually going to be keeping your bleed up. Endless Rage. Prereq for Bladestorm. Bladestorm. We still have 20 points left. So if we want to be an improved Sunder Gamers... Wait, is it even possible? Attack Mastery. Toughness. Last Stand. The problem with this though is you have so many useless talents. Like, you don't really want any of this just to get the Sunder Armor. I don't think it's worth it. Like, you could do something like that, right? But you're gonna be very utility focused if you do that. If you like, I just put this in randomly. Someone smarter will figure something out. But oh, you can take it out. So you can get to improve Sunder. Can I take anything out? And then we can just go like 2 points of cruelty or something. But I think you just leave that. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but you could leave that to the rogue maybe, or even the tank to pick that up. And then you could just go extra greedy. Get Booming Voice. I think this is useless with a two-hander. And I don't know, you can get Commanding Presence. Booming Voice is really nice, especially for a raid. And Cruelty, then you get the Commanding Presence. I think this would be the arms build. Oh no, this is the PvP talent. My bad. Improve Cleave. And then I don't know this, because that's a PvP talent or a tank talent. But so yeah, this would be the. I think this is probably the arms build. You just do massive. You just be going Jimmy mode on the AOE. So overall, I'm a fan of the changes they've made to Arms Warrior. I will say though, you're missing out on this this expertise talent. It's worth it for Bladestorm, to be TBH honest. It's worth it for Bladestorm. As for Fury, I think you would pretty much have a standard Fury build. You'd just go Deep Fury, Death Wish, all the hit talents, and then you would branch off into arms, like whatever talent points you have left. It'd just be a standard build. So Fury trees remained relatively the exact same. The only difference is Slam. I'm just making sure I get this right. Slam has been moved out. I don't see any new talents. Yeah, it's just literally Slam has swapped around, which is fine because Fury was already a good spec later on in T6. So, and then Prot Warrior, it looks identical to TBC as well. Yeah, it's just the TBC trees ripped in with Devastate applying on exposed armor, the extra bonus damage. So good changes. It's mainly the biggest changes are to Arms Warrior, which is good for me because that's the spec I like. I think Bladestorming and having access to the big AoE cleave damage is gonna be a shout. So I have to say, Epoch, fan of the changes, and I'm definitely looking forward. I'll probably be rolling Arms Warrior on the server. But without further ado, thanks for watching and like and subscribe.